from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
School safety is still a hot topic following the deadly school shooting in Parkland, Florida. It's leading many companies and schools to look at new options to keep kids safe. Take a look at this. Schools in Oklahoma are testing bulletproof storm shelters in classrooms. In this video, 32 students and 2 teachers find complete safety from shooters, tornadoes, hurricanes, and earthquakes in 32 seconds. And one company in Florida is looking into perfecting bulletproof backpacks. You can actually buy one online for about $45. But how we keep kids safe at school is still under scrutiny in the Valley. Schools are examining best practices and some are wanting parents to have those conversations about safety with their kids. Valley News Team's Ryan Laughlin took the question to Grand Forks. How are they prepared for an active threat?
We want you to be prepared in case you're ever faced with an active threat.
Grand Forks Police released a new PSA.
We have 3 words we want you to remember.
Run, hide, fight is the mantra being taught to adults, but what about kids?
Well, certainly at the high school level, we have had conversations with our students about what if somebody did get into a facility.
Jody Thompson, the Grand Forks Assistant Superintendent, says they've been preparing for an active threat risk for the past decade.
What could you use for weapons? What could you use to distract somebody that's trying to cause you harm?
He says teachers go over instances with kids. It's part of their lockdown training, something every school goes through at least twice a year, sometimes more.
So we'll actually go into a school setting without anyone knowing we're coming. We present them with a scenario. We go across the building to monitor what works and what doesn't work.
Locking doors, pulling blinds, relocating in the classroom, and reducing noise are all parts of the protocol. Security measures like locked doors, doorbell cameras, and security glass are in place to prevent would-be threats.
It's unfortunate, but our primary responsibility to our parents and our students is to create a safe environment for them.
Now, standard practice for educators.
We have to have conversations with our students and parents about how we're going to do that and what would be the worst case scenario, how are they going to react. The more they can think about it, the more effective they're going to be.
From Grand Forks, Ryan Laughlin, Valley News Live.
And Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton announced new proposals today that he believes will help to make schools safe, reduce gun violence, and save lives throughout the state. Dayton said Minnesota is proposing $21 million in new funding for security enhancements and mental health improvements in Minnesota schools. The proposal includes giving schools dedicated funds for improvements like bulletproof glass and secure entrances. Dayton is also calling for stricter gun laws, like expanding background checks and raising the age to buy assault weapons to 21. New information for you tonight regarding a death investigation in Cass County, Minnesota. A medical examiner's office has ruled the death of a 21-year-old man an accidental carbon monoxide poisoning. Samuel Shuley of Bemidji was found dead during the Eel Pout Festival in Walker, Minnesota last week. Police say Shuley was found unresponsive on Leech Lake during the festival. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. We are also learning new details about an officer-involved shooting that happened near Moorhead earlier this week. We now know the names of the people involved. Officials say Trooper Mark Peterson found a vehicle had lost control, striking the median border after making contact with the driver, 30-year-old Maggie Gray, of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And the passenger, 29-year-old Dominique Creighton, also of Milwaukee. Peterson found the car had been stolen from Wisconsin. Court documents say while Peterson was trying to handcuff Creighton, Gray held a handgun to Peterson's head area and pulled the trigger. Now, the gun did not fire, and Peterson then shot Gray in the right arm before she could attempt another try. Gray then ran into a field and collapsed, and she was later taken to Essentia Hospital in Fargo. Creighton has been charged with multiple charges, including damage to property and receiving stolen property. Trooper Mark Peterson was not hurt and is currently on standard paid leave. And we also know the name of a Fargo man who died after a crash involving a snowplow. 35-year-old Stephen Newark Jr. died when his car hit the rear of the tow plow. It happened yesterday morning just north of Reynolds, North Dakota, and south of Grand Forks. A North Dakota Highway Patrol trooper and a North Dakota DOT plow truck were stopped partially in the left lane of I-29 with their emergency lights on. The trooper says he was responding to a different crash in that area at the time. The plow driver, 29-year-old Jacob Carlson of Grand Forks, was not hurt. Not a bad day to get outside if you still had some digging out to do after that recent snowstorm, but it looks like things are going to get a little bit chilly tonight. For that, let's check in with Hutch to find out how cool it's going to get.
Well, I'll tell you what, we had temperatures this morning that were very chilly, below zero in Fargo-Moorhead. So when you start that cold, it's hard to warm up, and we've had enough wind to make it wind chilly outdoors. A bank of clouds, high clouds, working their way through eastern North Dakota into the Red River Valley. Temperatures today only peaking in the low to mid-20s. It did make it to 27 in Fosseton, the warm spot. Temperatures this evening in the teens with enough wind to keep it chilly feeling. And in Grand Forks, if you're stepping out, temperatures steady to maybe slowly rising with the onset or intrusion of those clouds from the west. Coming up, we have a chance of flaky weather to talk about and a warm-up. I'll have all the details on both coming up here in just a few minutes.
Sounds good. Thanks, Hedge. And also make sure you've got the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app. You can keep up with weather anytime, anywhere. And you'll also get the latest forecasts and conditions so you can plan your day. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free. A North Dakota man was arrested after he hid from police inside a dumpster outside a fast food joint in Fargo. Last night, officers went to the home in Frontier Township, just south of Fargo, to arrest 23-year-old Tanner Oy on an outstanding warrant. But Oy took off running. Officers set up a perimeter and started a search before finding Oy hiding in a dumpster just outside the Burger King on 52nd Avenue South. Oy is facing a charge for fleeing officers. A police officer was sent to the hospital after a fight with a man in Grand Forks. Police were called to the Loaf and Jug on Gateway Drive around 9 o'clock this morning for a man who was acting strangely in the bathroom. Officers identified the man as 20-year-old Hunter Belgard, and before officers left, they say Belgard stepped in front of a moving bus and caused the driver to swerve. Police say Belgard fought with officers as they tried arresting him. And local police departments are once again asking for your help identifying a number of people in the FM metro area. Take a good look at your screen. If you know who any of these people are, Fargo police say they need your help identifying them. Police say they're people of interest regarding a crime. So, again, if you know who they are, call investigations right at the number on your screen, which is 701-241-1405. And West Fargo police are looking for help identifying a person possibly involved in a current investigation. Take a look if you recognize this man. If you do, you're asked to contact West Fargo Police at 701-433-5500. A major investigation is underway after a Minnesota man received a suspicious substance in the mail. Officials say Donald Finn of Cass Lake received a letter that contained a threatening message and a powder substance. Finn says neither his family nor members reported any ill effects, but he believes the threat is related to his running for the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe Council. The item was sent to the Minnesota Department of Health for analysis. North Dakota U.S. Congressman Kevin Cramer says his son is believed to be transferred to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester. 35-year-old Isaac is suffering from a failing liver and kidneys and is now being evaluated by the transplant team at the Mayo. Isaac has been in the hospital since February 23rd. Later on Valley News Live at 6, we dig into what caused this wild scene at the Valley City show that left one person injured. But up next, we'll tell you about a new app designed to let students vent about issues at school has turned into a tool for bullying.